Guess who's back? Me. And Deadpool. Hey everyone, my name is Americ from Happy Cool and welcome to a brand new review for Teen Wolf Season 4, Episode 6, titled Orphaned. Now as you can tell, I'm not with my co-host Sandrine, who has taken a break for this week, but fear not, she will be back. Also, before we delve into this review, I have two things that I want to tell you. One, the MTV gods have spoken and Teen Wolf has been renewed for a 5th season. Holla! A 5th season. More episodes, newer episodes, more adventures, and you know what? Maybe more reviews? Number 2, this past weekend, yours truly and Sandrine were at Comic-Con in San Diego, and we had the opportunity to sit down with a few interviews with the cast of Teen Wolf, so you can check those out here or click in the links below. They're a lot of fun, make sure to check them out. Now back to the review. Before we delve into the big stories in this episode, let's do some quick thoughts. First, Kira. Where the hell was Kira in this episode? I mean, they mentioned her at the beginning saying that she was looking for Lydia? Did she get lost? What happened to Kira? Hashtag where's Kira? Also, what's up with the cassette tapes? I mean, the whole benefactor thing, using cassette tapes to communicate with the assassin just seems retro? Really retro? I mean, if you brought me a cassette tape and say, here, you will find out how to make $1 million with this. I was like, I don't know how to play this. Like, I don't have a cassette tape. I don't. A CD player, maybe. The whole Scott's mom needing money felt a little bit, you know, out of the blue. I didn't quite understand how come they were struggling for bills now suddenly. I mean, it wasn't an issue for the past 4 episodes. I know they weren't like bawling or anything, but now it's a big issue and lights getting turned off. Even though Scott's dad is there and he has a government job apparently, I don't really understand how this is happening, but I guess it is. Come to think of it though, with Scott being an alpha, he probably eats a lot. I mean a lot. What does an alpha eat? I have a beef with Scott. The whole teaming up with Garrett ever so briefly was so silly. So silly. I was like, why? I mean, just knock him out, put him somewhere, and interrogate him and ask him where Liam is. The whole teaming up with him just seemed unnecessary. But now, let's jump right into the story. Let's talk about Millie and Derek. So their whole adventure led to the discovery of Braden, who was really hurt next to a bunch of dead werewolves who were apparently poisoned. So, is she involved in that somehow? Is she the one who poisoned them? Is she an assassin? I mean, she's a mercenary, so she does things for money. I don't know if she would just straight up kill people for money. She would. I don't know. What do you guys think? Comment below, let me know. Now let's move on to Scott and Argent. Another team up that I'm very in favor of. The whole Scott and Argent team up did lead to that confrontation between brother and sister and the Berserkers totally putting a beat down on Scott, who for some reason did not wolf out. Why is interesting, because I see 2 Berserkers. There's gonna be some wolfing out. But I guess from a story perspective, it did create a lot more tension building up to the moment where Liam was wolfing out in desperation, crying out for his life, and Scott hearing him and coming to save him, which was sweet. Or as Sandrine would say, aww. Now moving right along, let's move on to the list. In particular, Styles and Lydia running down clues, even bringing Parrish in and saying, hey, you're on this list. Is there something you want to tell us? I also loved Parrish's reaction where he's like, I'm worth $5? No, it's $5 million. I'm worth $5 million? Lydia finding out the final key to decode the new list, which apparently is Derek, because Derek is going to die. And on the new list, we find out quite a few things that are very intriguing. Meredith, who's on the list, and you know, kills herself right after so no one gets the million, was only worth $1 million, and she's a banshee. Pretty good one, mind you. But Lydia is worth $20 million. So I don't know what kind of banshee Lydia is, but she must be some sort of badass you know, Neo-level Banshee to be worth 20, and Meredith was only worth 1. Also, Peter is still not on the list. Why is Peter not on the list? This is very, very confusing. Could he be the benefactor? Nah. No. What? No. There's no way. Oh, is he? I'm so confused. Speaking of Peter, there's some shenanigans going on with Peter and Kate, but before we get into that, let's talk about how Kate can apparently Hulk the heck out if she gets shot or she gets pissed off in some way, which explains her need for control, but it's kind of cool to see that she can really hold her own in this entire situation. I mean, the fact that she has berserkers backing her up is not a bad thing. You know, if I had berserkers backing me up, I'd have a bounce in my step. I'd be cool. I'd be like, hey, don't mess with me or, you know, these guys. But it's interesting that even though she has control issues, she's still held back against her brother, which shows us that there's still something behind all that craziness. She still cares. But I'm really worried now that Peter and her seem to be joining forces, which I can see how it's good for her. Not quite sure how it's good for him, but you never know with Peter. So it's gonna be some shenanigans going on. Whew, quite an episode, guys. Anyways, guys, that's what I thought of this episode. What did you think of this episode? Comment below and let me know. And make sure to come back next week because guess what? There's gonna be another review for Teen Wolf. Yeah. Excited? If you're new, make sure to subscribe to Happy Cool. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye. And also, the money in the equation. How is that gonna change things? How is this gonna play out? Is it just gonna help Scott's mom, or are they gonna use it for some sort of grander thing? Maybe they're gonna use the money to fund season 5, so, you know, everyone goes to college or something like that. And they go to college for free! You never know! This might be, yeah, that would be pretty cool, by the way, if that happened. I don't know.